A major warning coming from law enforcement. And then we also have a major warning coming from the FBI. All right, both national security warnings and both things that affect us locally as well. This is affecting us at the police local level as well. And our country is being affected. So listen to this sheriff here, this new plan that has been announced for millions of people. All right, this is what they're dealing with right now in our country. Millions of people, and these are supposed to be some of the nicest places in our country, and they are being devastated. So listen to this sheriff here from the LAPD, and then we will get to this warning from the FBI as well, giving a emergency warning. Check this out.
We have a significant increase in burglaries from organized groups that are outside this country, that are coming into the country, and they are targeting high-end residents, and we are addressing that specifically in a task force fashion through multi-agencies.
Lots of these break-ins have been recorded by security cameras in recent years. Detectives tell me many tourist burglars who've been arrested often entered the U.S. through a visa waiver program. Many were visiting from Chile and other South American countries.
I'm a supervisory special agent with the Washington Field Office. People who come to
the LAPD says there have been more than 900 residential burglaries across the city since January. Some of those committed by the tourist burglars who often target luxury homes in the foothills. And some of them may be using new technology to interfere with home security. Just last week, the LAPD's Wilshire station sent out this alert that Wi-Fi jammers had been used to block camera and alarm signals during some recent break-ins.
Some sort of device by burglars that actually deaden, kill, or stop Wi-Fi from operating.
The immediate fix for these home alarm systems is to hardwire them, where you plug those systems directly into your Ethernet in the wall and not use your Wi-Fi internally.
Choi says he's not sure if the tourist burglars have been using these devices, but the I-team has learned jammers and drones have been found by officers in Beverly Hills and other nearby cities. Last year, burglars were caught staking out homes in Orange County while wearing a camouflage suit like this, similar to ghillie suits worn by military snipers. And it's not just a California story. Police in Scottsdale, Arizona announced today the arrests of a trio of suspected residential burglars, all in the U.S. on the visa waiver program and suspected of being part of a wide-ranging criminal organization.
These are Chilean burglary crews that are coming to the United States on the visa waiver program.
All right, so you heard that there. The LAPD is forming a special task force because they're saying that there are these gangs and groups that are exploiting the system that allows them to fly right into the country, and they're calling it tourist burglary, right? Tourism burglary. They're flying to the U.S., robbing these homes. They're using signal jammers to jam the cameras, and so your cell phone won't work either. All right, that's one thing they're not saying either. And the only thing that could work is if you have a landline or land computer system. All right, and he was even saying you need to plug it into your Ethernet cord right there to be protected. So that's what the LAPD is warning of. They created a special task force. It's a tactical alert from them, and they are warning that gangs from Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, and Chile, and a few other countries are flying into the U.S. directly and doing this stuff, using jammers, using drones, and they're targeting the wealthiest homes they can find. This is insane. This is insane. And now we have this warning from the FBI as well. They also issued a similar warning that there are people coming across our country, coming across our border into our country that are dangerous and that are causing major issues and are a national security threat to our country. All right, so this is the environment that's being allowed to happen, and we are paying for a lot of it. We are paying for a lot of it with our tax dollars and facilitating it, whether it's directly or indirectly.
Shalom. Call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Has given all praise to the Most High. Name of His only begotten Son. Name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. And real quick, I want to go into this video speaking about this information. This is from the channel Patrick Humphrey. He recently came up in my feed. I saw other brothers have been doing videos on him, and the guy comes out with some pretty good information. He's he brings out a lot of information. In this particular video I was watching this morning, he was going into how they have people coming into this country, okay, on tourism visas, and they are coming here to rob people. Okay, they're coming here to rob, predominantly the rich, the people, in Beverly Hills and stuff. But this is a new thing, all right? Because if he said this is the FBI said that there's these people, they have jammers, okay, and drones to cut your Wi-Fi off, so your cameras don't work, your phones don't work, and they can start, and then they can, break into your house, and that just go right there to go to show you that we coming into a time of great death and destruction. Okay, we definitely coming into a time of great death and destruction, and things are about to get really bad out here. All right, because if they got it, then other people can get it, and I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be a common thing on the street, or people that have jammers, that can break, jam your security system or your cameras at your house, and breaking your house, probably cutting or shortaging your phone out. And this is why, through the Spirit, the Lord set up the prophets to come out here and warn you of what's to come, because this is coming. All right, it's about to get very, very ugly out here. At time worse than any time in history. All right, crime is already increasing with all these migrants here. All right, and now the next thing is going to be burglaries. All right, and when they burglarize these houses, they come in there to to spoil your houses. So let's grab a few scriptures. It says Salakia. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So these prophecies are faithful and true. And the Lord says, speak these words that the Lord has put in our mouth of prophecy. Okay, so it's the Spirit of YAHAWASHI that compels us to speak on these things. Okay, because it's a warning. It says, because they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, the people that don't believe. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right, so if you don't believe, if you can't get it, if you ain't trying to get with it, guess what? You're going to die in your unfaithfulness, and it may be by somebody kicking in your door. It says, and these people are violent, man. All right, they're violent. Down here in Florida, so I want to do a little video on that too. But down here in Florida, you have these Haitian gangs, trying to come over here on boats. Ron DeSantis had to pretty much, send, more troops down there on the borders, because you got them Haitian gangs trying to come over here, to Florida now. You can only imagine how much hell that's going to cause. And they've been, intercepting those boats, and they got drugs and guns and ammunition on it. Okay, or so they say, but it just goes to show. It says, verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. You see? So the Lord is doing this. He's going to bring plagues, okay, diseases, pain and suffering upon the world. It says the sword, which is violence, famine, lack of food, death, you know what that is, and destruction. Okay, all hell breaking loose, man. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled. Right, so the hurtful works are fulfilled, and now these people are going to be, pretty much in a spirit of, total chaos, man. All right. So prepare. Get your minds right. Get your spirits right. This is the time that we have been waiting for. Okay. Through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, we've been warned about this time that we are about to come into. Okay. It says, let me jump down. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, weapons. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They're going to be invading houses. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People are going to be doing whatever they see fit. We went into it. Satan. But we went into it last night about how in Pittsburgh and it's going to spread to these other states and eventually all of America. It's a purge-like situation where the cops ain't planning on answering any phone calls between particular times. So that's the perfect time for a burglar, to try to break in your house. It says, and men shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed. You see, these houses are going to be destroyed. All right, they're gonna come in your house, spoil your goods, going through your fridge, touching, all they're gonna be touching all your possessions. Okay, it says, and men shall be afraid. All right, the men are going to be afraid. How much more the women and the children? Okay, it says, it shall destroy the houses, and men shall be afraid, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, come in your house with weapons, and spoil their goods, spoiling all your shit, taking all your shit, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so it's going to be Mad Max out here, and this is what they're telling you. Let's play some more.
As well, they're warning that, quote, dangerous individuals are coming across the southern border.
60 elections around the globe.
The FBI concerned about the potential that terrorists and others might try to come through a porous southern border.
A whole host of threats that emanate from the border, and some of them are criminal.
60 elections around the globe.
The FBI concerned about the potential that terrorists and others might try to come through a porous southern border.
A whole host of threats that emanate from the border, and some of them are criminal threats. We talked about fentanyl and violence. And then, of course, we have concerns that it could be a vulnerability that terrorist organizations could seek to exploit.
And tonight, the bluntest...
All right, so you heard that. That was the...
And let me say this, too. They're looking for, a flag, okay? They're looking, for a flag, a F flag, so this whole, terrorist thing could be just some, trying to, set something up. But at the same time too, it could be, different groups trying to come in here and cause harm to America, and that's what they want. Okay, that's what they want. They're setting the tempo for what they want. It says, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 449, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And that's what's happening. And it's only going to increase. The Lord is doing this. He's going to send plagues, widowhood, okay. If you ain't got no man in the house, you're gonna be in trouble. Okay, you're gonna be in trouble. And if you do got a man in the house, hey, he gonna be the first one to get taken out. Okay, then these people are gonna seek to have their way with everybody else in the house. It says poverty, you're gonna be broke. Okay, you got hyperinflation. When this BRICS dollar go live, hey man, that's it. Prices are gonna skyrocket. Your rent's gonna skyrocket. Everything is gonna get unbearable. And eventually we shall be pilgrims. Okay, it says famine, lack of food and bread. Okay, you ain't gonna be able to go down the street and order at a restaurant. Everything's gonna be boarded up and shut down. It says a sword and destruction. Okay, violence and ultimately Esau coming in with martial law. All right, and which is going to lead up to thermonuclear annihilation. It says with destruction and death. So a lot of death and destruction is coming. All right, and that's why we supposed to fear YAHAWASHI, man. Okay, we should fear YAHAWASHI because this is about to get very, very ugly out here. All right, let me go here, and I don't want to make this too long. It says Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. It says in the NLT, it says everyone in Babylon will run about like a hunted gazelle, like sheep without a shepherd. So people gonna be scattering, going crazy, losing their minds. Okay, it's gonna be complete chaos out here. All right, total disorder. It says they will try to find their own people and flee to their own land. All the people coming here, the people that came here to make money in America. You got people that's been in this country for 5, 10, however many years. You got these communities now. I don't know if it's but down here in the South, for as far as I know, you got these communities down here where those Elam, those East Indians are coming over here in droves, bro. I'm talking about taking over whole neighborhoods. They're all in one neighborhood and they all know each other. I've seen that. I used to do, landscaping or whatever, and we used to do a particular neighborhood, and it was a prominent. It's always the best, the best areas, brand new areas, and they come over here with their whole families and families, and they inhabit whole neighborhoods. All right. So when this time comes, hey, they gonna flee back into their own land. It says it. They shall every man turn to his own people, and then flee everyone to his own land. And that's what's the other thing too. Everybody gonna go to their own people. And ain't gonna be no more of this mixing and everybody's love. It's all love. Nah, okay. It's gonna be every man for himself. And if you don't look like self, then they're gonna be thinking that you're an enemy. So, and these other nations, hey, they definitely stick together. It's Jake that don't. It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. I'm reading NLT. It says, anyone who is captured will be cut down, run through with a sword. Their little children shall be dashed to death before their eyes. Shalakia. It says their homes will be sacked. So they're going to come in your house, sack your homes, rummage through all your shit, taking all your goods, food, water, medicine, women, your wives and your daughters, your children, okay? It's going to be a shortage of meat out here, and they're going to be looking for any bit of meat they can find. And if you got a dog, a little chihuahua or something, or damn, any kind of dog, a cat, any pets, and then eventually when the pets run out, they're going to go for your children, It says their homes will be sacked and their wives will be ravished. Okay, so they're gonna be ravaging these houses. All right, and that's the time that we're coming into. All right, it's about to get very ugly out here, and this is why the Lord told our people to repent, to get right, to seek Yahweh, to take this thing seriously, because the time that we're coming into is about to be very ugly. I'm gonna grab this right here because this is the time we're in. As we always say, as our beloved Elder Apostle Hart deemed this year, the year of Jacob's trouble, we starting to see these things play out. Okay, there is no denying that. There is no denying that. It says Jeremiah chapter 30, verse. I'll get right to the point. It says, verse 4 in the NLT, this is the message the Lord Yahweh gave concerning Israel and Judah, which are your so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians. Because Esau, he got guns, he got, you know how they showed you in the Purge movies how all the rich people, the Edomites, they had, the best alarm systems, but it was the poor that couldn't defend themselves. Then they were sending in death squads, man. Okay, it says this is what the Lord says: I hear cries of fear. There is terror and no peace. Now let me ask you a question. Do men give birth to babies? Then why do they stand there, ashen face, hands pressed against their sides, like a woman in labor? So you're going to have men out here screaming and losing their minds, like a woman in labor. You never see a woman giving birth. She's just screaming and hollering and sweating, It It says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. So in all the history in the world, since the beginning of time, there's never been such a time that we're about to come into. It says, it will be a time of trouble for my people, Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians. All right? Esau is going to come for you. All right? Not only that, you're going to be coming for each other, so it's going to be all bad. It says, yet in the end, they will be saved. So the elect, okay? Whoever the elect are in the end, they shall be saved. Scripture says, he that endured to the end shall be saved. So we're going to have to get through this. All right? We're going to have to get through this, man. And that's why YAHAWASHI is greatly to be feared, man. All right, let me go here. We coming into some times, man. Some serious times. And this is why, we got to be grateful that the Lord he even gave us this truth. Here we go. I found it. The audio by YAHAWASHI. I'm gonna go here. Jeremiah chapter 18. Jeremiah 18 and 21. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 18 and 21. Maybe I'll close out with this. I don't want to make this too long. All right, but you get the picture. Okay, you see where this is going. All right, it's about to get very, very ugly out here. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 21. Let's go. Yeah, let's go to verse 20. It says in the NLT, it says, should they repay evil for good? They have dug a pit to kill me, though I pleaded for them. They tried to protect them from mine anger. It's like though I pleaded with them and tried to protect them from your anger. Let their children starve. Let them die in the whoa, hold up. Okay, hold up. Let me get us in the KJV for guideline sakes. All right, the NLT is it'll start dashing. Yeah, I can't grab that in the NLT. I'm gonna grab it in the KJV. It says verse 21. Therefore deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. A lot of AU Jake's going. Like I said, you're gonna be eating your children. Okay, people gonna be eating your damn children. It's gonna be bad. It says, therefore deliver up their children to the famine. Your children gonna starve to death, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. People gonna be getting shot, stabbed. It says, and let their wives be bereaved of their children, and the widows, and be widows, and let their men be put to death. And this is what's coming. A lot of these men are gonna die. All right, that's why I said women are gonna try to take hold of one man, because they're gonna need protection, and ain't gonna be no men left. Barely. It says, let their men be put to death, and let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. A lot of people, a lot of your sons are going to get drafted. All right, that's another thing too. They're talking about a draft, so they're about to send off your sons and even some of your daughters off, to war, and leave you here to fend for your damn self. It says, let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them, and they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet. Right, so that's the time coming in too. You'll have troops, kicking in these doors, and it says, and let a cry be heard from their houses. So you're gonna hear, you're gonna hear people screaming in their houses. You're gonna hear cries and screams from houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. You see. And them troops gonna be in there, having their way too. It says in the NLT, It says, "Let screaming be heard from their homes as warriors come suddenly upon them, for they have dug a pit for me and have hidden traps along my path." And that's, they're gonna be doing that, trying to set up the prophets, and they're gonna be, going through these average people to trying to find them in the prophets. Esau is gonna be cutting through people like a hot butter, to get what he wants in these last days. This man is about to go buck wild. All right, it shall be like madmen, sparing none. So prepare to see some shit in these last times. Hence why it's called Jacob's trouble. But that's the point. I pray it's been edifying. Shalom, Kwame Sharala, a Bible Ball. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles, the great millstone, taught us his truth and truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the whole folk scattered abroad. Shalom.